Hello, Serge here from the backyard with our daily for today, and I think this is a pretty good one because it involves golf balls, and we can't play golf without having golf balls. And so this question comes to us from Salty Dog 314. That's Philip Schwenk, and she says, Serge, what compression ball should be used and for what swing speed? When I look at boxes of balls, they either say soft or something else. What do you know about which ball is right for you or me? All I can figure out is to buy a sleeve of different ones, then go out to a park and hit them to see which ones go further. I say a park, that way we can get them back and not use the ones that are not the best for my swinging game. I am 74 and I don't have a fast swing speed anymore. Again, that's from Phil Salty Dog. All right, Phil, I think the first thing is that yes, you are right, that it's important to find a ball that works best for you. Now, years ago, they used to have compressions on every box, and sometimes they would have you know right away because say the black name with red letters was 90 and black was 100 compression. Back when I was a kid growing up, we used to call those guns, and then they had like 70 compression and 60s all the way, and then ladies balls, and even back then when I used to play the guns, the hundreds, when the temperature got down below about 65 degrees, I would start dropping down in compression, going to a lower compression so I could compress the ball. What you mean by compression is that the ball squeezes on a glove face. The longer it's on the face and the more flat it gets, the more control you have of the ball where it's going. But importantly, the more the ball squashes on the face, the more it therefore jumps off or rebounds or recoils off the face, whichever term you want to use. So the more you can compress it, the farther it's going to go. And so that's important. Now, you almost hear nobody talking about compression anymore. All they talk about is spin rates and launch angles and everything else. And so I think it would be safe to say that at 74 years old, or anybody that's under 100 miles per hour driver speed, probably especially if it's even lower, even at the high end of what you would be able to play, I would say all the balls that you see advertised for tour players and top amateurs would be too firm for you. You need to get down into some softer balls that are designed for the higher handicappers. And so I think and lower club head speeds, whichever you are. And I think the best thing to do is to go hit some, like you said, Phil, and see how they feel. But I think it would be safe to say that if you're buying a golf ball that's in the $40 up range, and you have a lower club head speed and are a high handicap golfer, you don't need to be spending that kind of money. You need to be down in balls that you can buy from $20 to $30. And in fact, those are the balls I play with. I play, and normally I don't make recommendations, but just to give you an idea what they feel like, I'm going to say that I like the Precept Laddie, and the Precept Laddie is a ball that's very durable. Feels good coming off the club. I get really good distance and control out of it. And the Laddie was actually used to be called the Precept Lassie. And seniors started using that when I was playing in senior tours years back because they could put that ball up and it would go 10 or 15 yards farther. Why? Because they could compress it. And I think over time, the Precept decided to change the name to create a ball, the Laddie, which I think is the exact same thing as the Lassie, except for the name, so that guys wouldn't feel, I guess, too wimpy playing it. I mean, I don't care what I play. As long as it goes good, it goes a good distance for me, and it's solid, and the ball, and I can control the ball and work the ball the way I want. So that one works well. Again, for a lower, if you want a really lower compression one, Wilson Staff, I have one right here, has a ball called the 50, and it's 50 compression. And I mean, I have played with that in the wintertime because and I usually play all winter, even if the weather gets down close to freezing. If the sun's out and it's not windy, I'll go out and play. I don't care. It's just dress up appropriately, stay warm, maybe wear mittens if I have to, and I'm good to go. And so as I said, on the 65, I'm going for the lower compression balls. So those are a couple options right there, and I think just about most of the major brands all have some ball that they can that they have that's designed more for higher handicappers. Another thing to look at is where do you play golf? if you're playing in warm climates and the fairways get really, really hard, have Bermuda greens where the ball can really run out, for distance-wise, you might want to play a lower launch ball that are designed to stay lower, and so when they hit, they run out. The only problem with those is you might have trouble holding them on the greens if the greens are pretty hard. But then again, if all your greens have wide accesses in front, meaning no big and deep bunkers in front, and you got a good area to roll the ball up, that would still be a pretty good ball for you to get it on the green and roll them up. I mean, that's the way they play golf in a lot of in Europe, where especially in England and wherever they're near the ocean where the wind's blowing. They got run-up alleys for golfers, and you can just drop the ball and run it up. So those are options. But balls are important. You need to experiment around. Maybe just go to a shop and buy a sleeve rather than a dozen to test them out. But you want to stay away from, as I said, I think $40 and up means it's a toe quality ball, which means it's going to be a high compression ball, which most average golfers can't compress, and so you're doing yourself a disservice to be able to play that ball, because it will not launch as far, and you won't have as much control of it because you can't swing it fast enough to compress it. So stay with the balls that are designed for high handicappers and people with lesser speeds. Read the labels, just like going shopping in the grocery store. Read the labels, see what you're getting, and talk to your fellow golfers who hit them. But I would say, I think anything in most cases, many balls in the $30 to $40, the $20 to $30 range, excuse me, the $20 to $30 range would really fit most average golfers who are looking for maximum distance by being able to compress a golf ball. All right, well, that's it for the search today on golf balls and how they can help our game when you get the right one teed up and play the right ball for your club head speed. So with that, I'll end today, and I'll be talking to y'all again soon.